Hello, everyone. Are you excited today? Because we are going to be talking about your mindset. But first of all, I've got to thank Debbie for this wonderful opportunity to speak to you. I'm so happy to be here. I'm not a party planner. I'm not a professional. I don't do this for a living. I'm just your average mom who just fell in love with planning parties and knows how to handle the stress. And I really thank Debbie that she's let me talk about this, because so much about planning a party is your mindset. And oh boy, when I talk about parties and I ask questions about it and the mindset, oh, the stuff that comes up big time. Now, go ahead, mute yourselves, and we'll get going with the chat here. As you come on, say hello. Get your paper, your pen, because we are going to tackle our mindset blocks for planning parties, and we're going to plan a party at the same time at the Cinco De Mayo Party. That's coming up in May, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm so happy to be helping you with that, because we're going to do it the easy way. The easy way. So much. Oh, we're gonna have fun while we're doing this. So now I'm going to take you. We're going to do a mindset test first. Don't worry. Nobody else sees your answers but you. And reminder, as you come on, put up your favorite affirmation. There's a reason for that, and I will get to that a little bit later in the talk. Just so you know, I've got mine up there. I am strong enough. Put it in the chat. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead, share my screen with you, and we're going to get started on the quiz. And I do believe you have the PDF too. Okay. Now, if anybody's on, please let me know if you could see my screen, but I think we're good to go on that. And put it in the chat. I'm trying to see. Okay, now, can you pass the mindset quiz? Dum, da-dum, dum, dum, da-dum. Oh, sorry about that. Okay, first question. And I'm going to try and give you some examples with this so you know exactly what I'm talking about. We're going to make it easy on you. And ladies and gentlemen, there's no sometimes answer or rarely. You got to pick either a yes or a no. If you do struggle once in a great while, it's a yes. Unfortunately, it's a yes. Keep track of your yeses and the nos. Now, are you struggling to achieve your goals? What I mean by this is, I don't care whether it's a goal to fix your child's bike. I don't care whether it's a goal for the men to get your car fixed and you want to do it yourself some Saturday, but you don't want to give up your Saturday either because you work all week. I don't care if the goal is to clean out your pantry. If you're still procrastinating on something, then you're struggling to achieve your goals. So be honest about that. Answer yes or no. And I'm going to go ahead and move on. And hopefully you got, this is question number 1. So you can put 1 Y or N for yes or no. Make it easy on yourselves. Okay. Number 2. Do you constantly have negative thoughts in your head? You know those negative thoughts. Oh man, how am I going to do this? Where am I going to find the times? I get the kids all this weekend. I got to get this present. Oh, when you should be saying, I'm going to get it done. Things are going to go smoothly. The kids are going to be occupied. And if they act up, I'm just going to have to deal with it. Put a sign on my office door and say, go see dad, or sit them in front of the TV and tell them they don't get the reward till they're done with it. That's what I mean by the negative thoughts and changing around. Question 2, negative thoughts, yes or no? Hey, we're all guilty about this one way or another. You're not the only one, trust me. At all. And then don't forget, we're going to get into planning that party too. Question number 3. Do you feel like you don't want to get things done? Hey, I've been guilty of that in the past. One of them is, I have a baking cabinet, and that baking cabinet is stuffed to the gills. And I've been procrastinating on it, and just didn't want to get it done. What I had to do, I had to break it down in 4 parts, make it into smaller chunks. And I literally had to do it on a live and show how to do it and show the progress. And I did, I got it done. That's what I mean by procrastinating. And for the men, it's procrastinating on that car getting it fixed. And you doing it and just taking the time to do it because you don't want to give up your sanity because you worked so hard for it all weekend. Okay, that's what I mean. Yes or no? Okay, do you have the strength to reach your goals? And you're like, strength? No, I don't mean physical fitness, but strength in your head. That goal's going to take, let's say the goal is going to take, all right, let's just say we want to go and, you want to plan an anniversary party for your parents. And you know it's coming up 6 months down the road. Do you have the strength to keep doing something every month to finish planning that party? Or do you need to give that to somebody else? That's what I mean. Do you have the strength to continue? And if you can't get the right hauling, if you're having a hard place to get it, do you have the strength to forge through it and get to that goal and get that party plan for your parents or your in-laws or whoever it is? And you know it's 6 months down the line and you're like, I got to think of a theme. I got to do this. I got to do that. Do you have the strength to put it all out and map it all and task it all out into the 6 months to get it done in that time frame? Or are you going to have a big project coming up that's going to keep you where you can't do it? And can you do both at one time? That's what I mean by that. Do you have the strength to see that project through, even if it's not going to be completed till 6 months later? Yes or no? Okay. We're on question number 5. Do you worry that you will make a mistake and feel like a fool? I think we all do. I hate to admit it, but I think we really do. We're all concerned in the back of our minds, and we've got to put it, we've got to get it out of there and say, okay, if I make a mistake, I'm going to learn from it and I'm going to go on. Things happen. For example, I wanted to go, I got up extra early this morning because I knew I had to be here for this presentation. And I went to go get on the computer and they're working in the area and I noticed my internet's out. I'm like, ah! And I'm like, oh my God, what if this goes? At first I said, well, I hope this doesn't happen during the interview. And then I'm like, no, it will not happen during the interview. I'm not going to let this take over me. I had to hurry up and reframe my mind. And if it does during the interview, I'm popping back on here because we've got to plan the Cinco de Mayo party. And gentlemen, you can plan the Cinco de Mayo party for you and your girlfriend. You're not getting out of that this easily either. There's no reason you can't, because it's going to be easy. It's not going to be that hard. Okay, now, question number 6. Are you not sure about yourself? Now, ladies, I know directly toward the ladies now. I know you know about this. You're in the store, you're with your girlfriend, you're shopping for clothes, and she picks out 2 tops, and she's like, well, which one looks better to me? I'm like, which color do I like better? And you're like, well, both of them really look good. You know, what color do you like better? Go with the one you like better. Well, I like them both. And then she's sitting there going, this one, that one, this one, that one. This is what I mean about not sure. And then you get to the counter, and then she's like, I don't think I want this. And then she gets home and says, oh shoot, I should have bought that color too. That's what I mean about not sure about yourself. And guys, same thing goes for you. You got that hot date, and you're sitting there and you're like, oh, do I want to buy this t-shirt or this t-shirt? Which one will look nicer? It's like, pick one. The color is not going to make the woman less like you, so to speak. Okay, that's what I mean by not sure about yourself. Okay, we're on number 7. Are you concerned that you are not enough? You know what? You don't know if you are enough until you actually try, honestly. But why don't you make that one of your affirmations? I am sure enough about myself that I will do my best, and I will learn what I can, and I'm gonna learn it so that I have that skill under my belt, so to speak. That's what I mean by that. Now, if you have any questions, comments during the presentation, right now I'm sharing my screen and I can't see your comments unless I go down, but unless I go back through it. So just put them in there. I will go ahead later after we're done with this quiz, and it'll come out a little bit, and I'll be able to talk to you. I will answer your questions, either save them for the end or put them in the comments, whatever. And don't forget, add in your favorite affirmation there as you come in. Okay, we talked about, whoop. Okay. Are you worried? I believe this is 8. This is 8. Are you worried about living up to other people's expectations? Well, what will my sister think of me if I do this? What will my best friend think of me? What will my boss think of me? But I really want to do this. That's what I mean about that. Sometimes there's a lot of hard decisions in life to make. And I personally had that problem myself at one point. I'm a co-author in a book, and I wrote a story on losing my father-in-law to COVID. And I'm like, how are my family going to see me after this? Because they didn't know the hard time I had struggling with this because I wasn't saying nothing. That's what I mean about people's expectations. So, but I had to bite the bullet. I knew I needed to write that story, because if I didn't, I wouldn't be able to process it and get through the grief. I've gotten through the grief. He died during COVID, but there are still times like today, I'm kind of fighting back my eyeballs here because it still bothers me, because it changed our lives a lot in the family. That's what I mean by people's expectations of you. And sometimes you just have to do it because You know you need to heal. You know that you need to learn it, learn to heal and get over it. And I had to do it no matter what my family thought of me. And obviously the book is out for everybody to out there on the internet for everybody. So anybody can see it. So, and I talked to my husband too at the time. I said, can I write this? He's like, yeah, go ahead. My husband supported me. I said, you don't care if it's out there for everybody? He goes, no. And he read it. That's what I mean by that. There are some hard choices in life, very hard. Now you're thinking, how's all this going to help me to plan a party? Oh, trust me, we're going to get through this. Trust me. All right. Okay. Believe we're on 9. Are you worried about the next step in life or business? You know, you got to take it up to the next level. We've always got to get to the next level. You know that. Yes or no? There's always a higher place you got to go all the time. Yes. Okay. 10. Are you overly nervous when you have to do something new? Technically, there's nothing wrong with that. We all get nervous. Some of us get nervous certain events, and some of us don't get nervous for certain events. Some of us get excited for certain events. Some of us don't. Yes or no? Do you get overly nervous when you have something new? Okay, 11. We're almost done here. Bear with me. Are you concerned about what people think of you? That comes back to like I talked about the book I wrote on the grief. After that book was published, after it was out a while, I was fine. It was like, okay, nobody said nothing to me about it. I didn't know if they were thinking any differently about me, but I had to just, goodbye, put that out of my head, go away. Okay. Are you trying to please everyone? And do you forget about yourself? That's what I mean about like that book. I had to write that book for me. I go around help. I'm a wife. I'm a mom. I run the household. And men, you single men out there, you got your own place. Technically, you're a homemaker. Don't take that the wrong way. You run your household. You buy your groceries. You make sure it gets clean or have somebody clean it. You're out buying your clothes. You're the one that has to make your bed every once in a while when you got company coming over. You're the one that has to clean up after yourself. So you are a homemaker. Homemaker is not just a female. It's a male. You guys are running your households. Even if you're living with another guy or a girl, you both are running the household. And wife, mom, you're trying to please everybody, take care of the kids, do that. We're all doing that. Dad's taking care of the kids. Dad's trying to work, All right. Here we go. Do you wonder if affirmations will really work? Number 13. Remember, come on, put your favorite affirmation in the chat. Do you wonder if affirmations will really work? Do they work for me? They work for other people? I don't know, but do they work for me? Yes or no? What do you do? Do you wonder about that? All right. Number 14. Do you struggle with keeping a positive attitude? I know we all have troubles with this occasionally. My Monday morning this week started out on a rough patch. And sometimes your kids give you start right away, and the morning is just, oh my goodness. And you're disciplining and you're redirecting. And I was like, okay, I had to take a few minutes. Luckily, it was nice out. The sun was out. And I took a few minutes. I grabbed my cup of coffee. I grabbed it earlier than I normally do. Took it outside, sat in my chair with the sun, got the sun on me, got my vitamin D. And I told myself, I said, when I come back in the house, everything's going to be better. Things are going to settle down, blah, blah, blah. And I sat there, I just kind of closed my eyes and had my cup of coffee. Took a deep breath. And finished my coffee. I was like, oh, darn, I'm at the end of my coffee. And I wanted another one, but I didn't go get it. I'm like, oh, well, I guess I got to go in the house. I had my 5 minutes. I went in the house. It was kind of quiet. So I went back to my work. And I was like, oh, that worked. My positive attitude worked. The rest of the day got better. Whew. I was like, it worked. And I'm like, and I'm thinking, oh my God, if somebody looks at me, they're going to think I'm nuts, but sometimes you really have to keep that positive attitude. You really do. Now, the last question, and then we're going to keep track of your answers. Are you worried what people say about you? Oh, I wish I could remember that one good example, what my friend said to me. It was something on the order of, we were chatting and I didn't know her that well at the time. And we were with some friends and she says to me, oh yeah, I remember now. Have you guys heard that song, Sweet But Psycho? I love that song. I love that song. And she turns around, she tries to be funny, and she says to me, Deb, this is perfect for you. You're a little bit psycho. I said, you know it, and look out. And I just blew it off. And my other friend just looked at me like, and she's like, I thought you were going to get mad. I said, you can't worry about what other people say about you. You really can't, especially if you're in business, and you guys know that just as well as I do. You have to control yourself, especially in a public situation. We were with other friends. It was a party. Yeah, she was drinking. We all were drinking. And it's like, I just blew it off and shrugged it off. And in fact, I think, I remember I even put my arm around. I said, oh, my wonderful friend. And then I just blew it off. And then my other friend was still at the middle and during the evening, he says, I really thought you were going to lose it. And I'm like, not worth it to myself. I'm like, no. You don't know people very well. You don't know the personalities. And sometimes they say something and a normal person would have been like, arr. Okay, now we got that covered. Answer the mindset question. Count your yeses and keep track of that. Count them up. If you're not sure on something, if you want to eliminate the question, eliminate it. Count your yeses. Now, do you have 5 or more yeses? Da, 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 da. Count them again if you're not sure. 1, 2, 3, 5. If you do, da, 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 you're going to benefit from this training. We're going to get rid of those mindset blocks. Okay. Now I'm going to stop my screen share for a second here. Da, 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 da. All right. Go and gallery. I'm going to go here for a second. Now, does anybody have any questions? If you do, put them in the comments. Or did you forget to put down your favorite affirmation? Get it out there. If you can't think of anyone, that's okay. All right. I'm gonna go back to my screen share here. Oops. Share my screen again. And let's continue. Okay, because we're going to be rocking and rolling here. If you answered yes to 5 or more of the questions, you will benefit from this training. We will get rid of those blocks. Going on. Now, are you ready for the party mindset quiz? Da, 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 da. You're like, party mindset? What's a party mindset? Oh, that's the one that gives everybody the problems. All right. Can you pass the party mindset quiz? Da, 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 da. All right. Do you struggle with getting people to RSVP to your party? Whether it's 100 people you're invited for a 50th party, whether it's couples, 4 couples you're inviting to your dinner party. Do you feel you have to constantly track them down because you don't know what they're doing? They don't know what they're doing. Are you going to get a yes or no? That's question number 1. All right. Now, number 2. Do you get mad when people RSVP and don't show up at your party? Oh, I'm sure most of us have had that happen to us. I know I have. Do I get mad? Not really. It's like, whatever. But I've had enough experience with planning parties. I've gotten used to that. Well, I got a nice little typo here. Do you worry about, should be how, it says Jow, how soon you should clean up the house before the party? Yeah. Yeah, because you got the kids running around. Kids are always messing it up. Kids are making a mess. You're cleaning up after them. Quite common. Very, very, very common that this should happen. Okay. Are you not sure if you have the time to clean the house? Yeah. First, the other question was worry. This one's, are you not sure if you have the time? How am I going to get in? I got the kids' homework. I've got to get the kids here and there. I've got to go to this meeting. I got to go to that meeting. I got to get a dinner date. Da, 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 da. Are you not sure? Okay, we're going to go on this yes or no. Number 6. All right. Do you worry that the kids will mess it up the house after you clean the party? Very, very common, actually. Very, very common. That's number 5. I'm sorry, that's number 5. My mistake. All right. Number 6. Are you not sure about how much food to serve for how many people? Guys, I can see this being very with you guys with that, because usually it's the women that are always planning the party. But like I said, guys, you guys are going to be able to plan a party the easy way. I'm going to make it easy for you with the mindset and that. I'm going to give you the easy tips and tricks and how to get rid of the mindset blocks. All right. Are you concerned about the amount it takes to shop for food and decorations? Do I have time? Can I go after work? Do I need to go Saturday morning? Do I need to go Sunday? Do I need to take off from work and early in the morning and get my shopping done? Do I shop online? Do I shop in the store? All these decisions that come up. Okay, that was other decorations. Okay, that was number 7. Number 8. Are you not sure? Oh, my mistake. Okay. Are you worried about having the food hot all at once and ready to eat? Da, 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 da. That's number 8. I know that's my husband's concern. He tells me about that all the time when we're having a party. And I have to talk to him about that every time. We have a little conversation about that. Are you worried about having the food hot all at once and ready to eat? And it's common. It's very common. All right. Are you worried about staying on budget for the party? Maybe you don't have a budget. Maybe you just like to go and have your party and you figure that's my splurge time. Yes or no? All right. Do you get nervous when guests arrive too early for your party? This is another common thing that happens. Number 10, yes or no? Do you get nervous when guests arrive too early for your party? That happens quite a bit. Okay, are you concerned that you didn't buy enough beverages for the party? Yes or no? I don't have to explain that one. You know what I mean by that. Alcoholic, water, fruit juice for the kids, whatever it is. Do you try to please everyone with keto, vegan, etc. at your party? You know what I'm talking about. Everybody's got a different diet, Mediterranean, keto, vegan. You know exactly what I'm talking about. All right, that was number 12. We got 3 more questions here. All right, do you also want to have food, your food, kid and adult pleasing? What I mean by that is kid pleasing would be hot dogs and chips. Adult pleasing would be maybe more of a meal. Brats, coleslaw, potato salad. The good stuff that the kids normally don't really like. Okay, do you struggle with picking the right brand of wine or beer? We've all encountered this, but it's not a big deal. There's an easy way to solve that. Not a big deal. Are you worried? This is the last question now. Are you worried about making or finding the perfect centerpiece? The centerpiece is that beautiful thing, like with the flowers on the table, or your Cinco de Mayo decoration, you got a sombrero on the table, or balloons, your party balloons with the weight. That's what I mean by centerpiece. Okay, again, if you answered yes to 5 or more of the questions, then you will benefit from this training. We're gonna knock those blocks out. We're gonna knock them out and make it easy for the gentlemen and everybody to plan their Cinco de Mayo party. Now, are you ready for the party mindset training? Woo-hoo! We're here, we're getting ready to go. Thank you so much for your patience during this quiz. Now let's get rid of those blocks. Start planning the party. And I'm gonna stop sharing the screen now because we made it through the slides. All right. As you hop on, let me know who's here, who's not here. We are getting in to the party planet. And you know what? It just got dark in here. I'm sorry, but I have to go turn on some lights. The sun was nice and bright, and now I am in the dark. And I don't want to miss I want to pay attention to my notes because I want to give you what you need. We're going to plan that party and give you those mindset blocks. Now, remember what I said about writing down your favorite affirmation? The first thing you need to do when planning a party has nothing really to do with the party. And you're like, what? Yes, has nothing to do with the party. Nothing. It's about you. And it's about taking that affirmation and saying, I can, I will, I am strong enough. I can handle any mistakes. I can handle what would go wrong with the party. I'm not going to make a big deal of it. And I'm just going to go ahead and plan the party. It's going to be a good party. And I'm going to go with the flow. That's the first thing you work on before you plan a party. You got your paper in hand, like you do now. You got your pen ready. You got your marker ready for what needs to be highlighted. But you have to psych yourself up first. with the right mentality. And especially if you got to plan a party in a week or 2 weeks and get it done, I want you to go and put that in your head every day. I can, I will, I'm strong enough. I will get that party plan. I will handle the mistakes. I will deal with whatever goes wrong. I'm not going to worry about the perfect brand of wine. You're going to talk to yourself, whatever bothers you about that party. Get it in your brain and out of your brain. Get the negative out of your brain and get the good stuff in. All right. So now you've talked to yourself. Let's go ahead and plan that party. Guys, you too. You're going to plan a Cinco De Mayo party for you and your girlfriend. Just the two of you. Same with the girls. You can even, the girls plan Cinco De Mayo too, and have everybody over. Or just have their friends over, have a girls' night. So let's hop to it. Who to invite? You know who you want to invite, whether it's your girlfriend or your whole family, your cousins and all that. And you're like, what if I forget somebody? There's only one answer to that. I've had it happen to me. If you do forget somebody, or even if you really don't, you just say, if they approach you on it, just say, I am so sorry. I don't know where my head was. I was planning the party and I don't know how I missed that. I'm very sorry. Chances are they're not even going to say nothing to you. I had that issue with my husband when we had planned one of the parties. And he didn't want to invite somebody. I'm like, your decision on this one, because this is not really my party. I'm helping you plan it. This is what you wanted to do. You want to have this party. And that was his decision. And they never said nothing to him or us. And I'm like, and I told them ahead of time, if they say something to you, this is how you handle it. This is how we're going to handle it, because that's the only thing you can do. If Uncle Joe's fighting with Uncle Mike or whoever it is, do you want them at the party? Do you want them fighting? That's where you have to make a decision. That's where you have to stand tough and say, go to your mindset and say, I'm not going to invite them. I'm not going to take a chance of you ruining my party. I'm sorry. That's my decision and I'm sticking to it. You've got to stand tough. And if Uncle Joe says, you didn't invite me to the party, I said, you're fighting with Uncle Mike, and I chose not to invite either of you because I don't want any fights at my party. Just be honest. That's all you can do. That's where you got to stand in your strength. Make a decision like the CEO you are and stick with it. Now, when I first got married, I did not plan parties. My mother-in-law had all the holidays at her house. We helped her, with the food and everything and blah, blah, blah. But when she let us, let's put it that way, because she liked to do everything herself. And then finally I said to her, I would like to take over, because I knew it was getting hard on her. And I told my husband, I want to take over. He's like, that's fine, go ahead. And then I started planning parties. Now, here's what happened to me for one of the first parties I planned. I remember it was Thanksgiving. And I had the gravy. You know how your refrigerator gets full of party food? My refrigerator was stocked because I had like 20 people coming. It was stocked with food. I had the gravy in the nice gravy boat, put it in the refrigerator. I don't know what happened, but right before everybody was due to come, that gravy boat, I knocked it. This was me. I knocked it out of the refrigerator all over the floor. I thought my husband was going to have a conniption. It was my fault. My hand. And I have carpal tunnel. sometimes I drop things unexpectedly. And my husband knows that. He took it very well. And this was in front of company. We had other company. I was embarrassed, but I cleaned it up. I didn't say that I was embarrassed. I myself was embarrassed. I'm like, I had my husband go look for more gravy. We were out of gravy. And it was his mom that said, don't worry about it. We'll eat the turkey without the gravy. And I didn't, so the rest of the guests came, ate the turkey. Nobody else said anything about where's the gravy. Oh, my husband actually told them right before we sat down. He said, I'm sorry, but Debbie kind of just knocked it out of the refrigerator accidentally, and we don't have any more gravy. If you want, I'll go to the grocery store and get it. And they said, no, don't even bother. And we ate it without it. And the rest of the meal was great. We had dessert. Nobody remembers that gravy. Me and my husband are the only ones that remember that gravy issue. I asked people, I said, do you remember what happened at Thanksgiving? They're like, no, what happened? And I'm like, oh, I forgot all about that. It's not the food spills that make the party. It's the people that make the party. It's your mindset. It's the having a good time. It's getting together with everybody, getting rid of the whole crazy family and having fun and just chilling out and telling stories. That's how I got into the party mindset stuff. Because from that first Thanksgiving, I had to deal with that issue, whether I wanted to or not. That was not a choice. I mean, it came up, I had to deal with it. Things go wrong. At another party, I had a coffee pot that if it was weird, if you put so much water in it or too much grounds, or the grounds, if they weren't even and stuff, this stupid thing would overflow. I don't know, I think my husband made the coffee. And he's like, well, I put in the 12 cups. I said, well, you must have went a little over. I said, I'm not judging you, but you probably went a little over. I said, this coffee pot's weird. It's got a mind of its own. It went over. We had to make a new pot of coffee. Does anybody remember that? No, they just remember the good times. They talk about, oh, Aunt Sally said this. Oh, Aunt Sally said that. You know, the good times. Okay, let's get back to this party because we got to plan this party. Party guys, who to invite? Stay strong on who you don't want to invite and apologize if you have to. Have your answers already. Say it in your head if you have to several times. Stand tough. And be willing to say, no, I didn't invite you because you fight with everybody and I don't want problems at my party. I said, well, I wouldn't do that. Say, I've seen it in the past. I'm sorry. That's how you handle that. And you know who not to invite. We already discussed that too for your Cinco de Mayo party. Now, are you going to fill invites or are you going to go ahead and, do you want to make it like you have a 50s party for your 50th birthday? You might want to send out the invites and write them all up. Don't forget the who, what, where, why, when. Cinco de Mayo, this time, this day. If you want to put potluck, put down, bring a dessert or bring a whatever, bring a side dish, whatever you want to put, bring an appetizer. If you don't put it down. If they need to wear costume, a sombrero or something, put it in the invite so they know. I don't care whether you text the invite, send out the invite. Be explicit. The more you put on the invite, the better. I've had so many people tell me you write the greatest invites because I know what to expect. I know what to wear. I know if I have to bring something. I'll write on the invitation. You don't need to bring any food unless you want to. They know. They know. Costume not required, costume required. Because there's days I look at an invite and go, how do I dress for this event? I don't know. Do I wear a 70s costume or not? It just says I'm having a 70s party. I said, I'm thinking to myself, do you want costumes? I don't know. So I give them as much information as possible. Guys, give them, if you want to plan that Cinco de Mayo party for your girlfriend, go ahead and tell her, wear something for Cinco de Mayo. You could tell her we're going to celebrate it, but she doesn't have to know it's a party. Just say we're going to do something special. And if you want to, and tell her if you want to get dressed up for Cinco de Mayo, that's up to you. Otherwise, if you don't want her to get dressed up, don't say anything. Simple as that. You got to have this, you just got to make real fast decisions like a CEO and stick with them. Okay, now the RSVP struggle. Ladies and gentlemen, my suggestion to you. Few days before the party, when you know you need that food ordered and whatever it is, you want to call them, text them. Don't keep bugging them. The only thing you can really do is if you don't get an answer, I always plan on them being there, even if they say no, or even if they say don't give any answer, because you don't know. You don't know if Aunt Mary or Aunt Janet or Aunt whoever is coming with all her kids or not. You're better off having the food for that many people, and you either eat leftovers the next day or send the food home with other people. Is it a lot more money? Yes, I'm not gonna lie to you. But you have to make a decision. Would you rather have less food or more food? If you have less, you might be running out to the store all the time during the party. And whoever's gonna have to go is gonna start getting upset all the time. That's up to you. Make a decision. More food ahead of time or run to the store during the party. If you have a husband that doesn't mind running to the store or whatever, or a partner, then that's fine. Okay, and you're like, okay, location, house, home, rent a hall. What are you gonna do? Restaurant, mom's house. Hey mom, can I have the party at your house? You got more space and you got the bigger dining room table. But I'll do all the work, mom. Pick one. Okay. Now the food menu for the Cinco de Mayo party. Tortilla chips, guacamole, tacos, pork, chicken, and beef tacos, tostadas, tamales, enchiladas, hot sauce, pico de gallo, rice and beans, margaritas, water, coffee for your cake and all that. Oh, you can even have Mexican hot chocolate. That's good too. Yes. Cupcakes. Oh, I had a margarita cake out of this world last year from a bakery. At the Cinco de Mayo party I attended. It's excellent, excellent, excellent. Mexican brownies. Just pick tacos or just do tacos. Tacos and then have your side dishes and you're all set. It doesn't have to be complicated. Don't make it complicated. If you want to have tostadas and tamales with an enchiladas, that's fine. Or carne asada, whatever it is. I always say kiss, keep it simple. Okay. Now, party clothing. Cinco de Mayo. Woo-hoo. Bright colors. Orange, green, yellow, reds. Bright colors. All right, wear bright colors. Flower garland. Bright flowing skirts with ruffled tops on the shoulder for the girls. Now, getting to the sombreros. I did not know this until my friend told me about this. Sombreros on non-Mexicans are not a good thing according to the Mexican culture. But I've seen my friends wear them. That's up to you. In fact, I had, we took pictures at the party with everybody wearing sombreros. And it was really cute. It was really a cute picture. I thought that was really, really nice for the Cinco de Mayo party. So guys, like I said, just, it's just wear a bright color shirt. That's all you got to do. T-shirt or whatever. If you don't have one, get a bright color T-shirt. And the girls could wear shawls and stuff like that. Okay, I'm gonna start. We're gonna get this going a little faster here. I don't want to keep you too much longer than the time bomb. All right, party decor. There's little sombreros you can get for the table. There's Mexican shawls. There's fiesta balloons. There is, like, you could get a striped table runner for the table. It's a long thing that goes around the middle of the table. Go to your dollar store. Go to your party store. Order it online from Amazon if you don't have the time. Don't him and Han saying, do I want this decoration, that decoration? Which one's cuter? Just pick one and go with it. Don't take all day. We don't want this to get out of hand. We just want to keep it simple because we don't want to deal with all those mindset issues. Okay, and you can have a little cactus on the table for centerpieces. There's paper fans. There's maracas. There's sombreros, like I talked about. Now, what kind of party games are you going to play at a Cinco de Mayo party? How about pin the tail on the burro? That'd be cute. Pass the sombrero instead of pass the potato. Of course, you gotta have a piñata with the kids and have fun with the kids and get that on video. You could have a nacho eating contest. You can play loteria. I know some of you know what I'm talking about. It's Mexican bingo. I love that game. I'm not even Mexican and I love that game. I've always loved it. It's a great way to learn Spanish too. I love playing that game. Now, you might have some miscellaneous party expenses. Do you need cling wrap? Do you need rental wrap to save your leftovers? Do you need to buy lighter fluid for your candles if you're having candles? Stamps for your party invites, ribbons, Scotch tape to hang your party decor, Ziploc bags for leftovers. What if you got a clown? Well, you're gonna have a clown at the Mexican party. Well, you could for the kids, actually, you could. DJ, do you want a DJ? Play Mexican music. This is salsa and samba and stuff. La bamba, la 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 bamba. Remember that song? La 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 bamba. So you got miscellaneous party expenses that do come up. Try to think of everything you need. Write it down. Write it down, guys. Guys and gals, write it down. You don't want to forget anything. Trust me. I've done this so much. I write it down. I have a party list and all I got to do is every year I just go through and check it. Did that, check that. 5 minutes, make sure I got all my supplies on hand at home. If I don't, put it in the to buy list, put it on my grocery list, and I'm done. 5 minutes, I'm done. I'm not writing the whole list every year. Once you got it, keep it, save it, put it on your computer, put it in your miscellaneous file, or make a party file. Once you got it, you have it. And it makes life so much simpler. You don't have to worry about all this mindset stuff. You won't be going through all this. The first time's the hardest. Okay, do you need to borrow chairs, card table, crock pot, coffee pot, beverage dispenser, whatever it is? Mom, grandma, can I borrow? Can I borrow? Friends, can I borrow? If not, then buy it. Can't borrow it, buy it or rent it. Party tents, whatever it is. If it's indoor, outdoors. Clean 2 to 3 days before the party because, well, unfortunately, the bathroom and the kitchen are going to have to be touched up and clean that day, that morning of the party. if you have messy kids. Maybe it's by you and yourself, you keep it clean, you're okay. It doesn't have to be the spickest and spannest cleaning in the world. Clean it, because after the party, you're probably gonna have to clean again. Don't stress about it. Just say, I'm gonna take whatever time I'm willing to dedicate to it that day, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, this day, that day, and get the cleaning done. Don't sit there hemming and hawing about it. Do it while you're having a cup of coffee. Take a drink, a sip of coffee, clean, come back, have another sip, whatever you got to do, even if you have to do it during your break time. That's all I'm saying. Go with the flow. I'm going to go with the flow. Whatever happens, happens. I'm going to make a decision. If it doesn't work out right this time, I'll do it differently next time. Make a note of it on your party notes. This did not work out so well, blah, blah. I want to try this other decoration next. I didn't like this one. It didn't look good on the table, whatever it is. Write your little notes so you have them for the next party. Guys and gals. Okay, you're going to have to grocery shop or have it catered. You're going to have to do that the day before. I've known people to take off that day of work, the day of the party, to get all this party stuff done. And you're still getting paid for it because you're taking paid vacation day. That's the nice part. If you're working a full-time job, if you're not, don't work for yourself. Okay, you got cleaning, you got ordering food, make sure you got the cake, the riding bull. Ooh, that'd be perfect for the Cinco De Mayo party. The bouncy house for the kids, whatever it is, whatever you want to go and do. And if you like to bake, get your bakers or potluck, you know, whatever you're going to do it. Now, after the party, you're going to have to return the borrowed items. And you're going to have to do some cleaning. And I suggest that day, after you return the borrowed items, and maybe you're not ready to quite do the cleaning yet, to clean up after the party, that's fine. I always kind of sit down after the day after the party, after I got the dishes, you know, at least put away from last night. I'm up late. I like to put them away, get that done, get them washed. Sometimes I don't, depends. And I'll sit down the next day in the morning at breakfast and just kind of have a leisurely breakfast and with my tea, my hot tea and my oatmeal, and just kind of sit there and I'll kind of go over the party in my head and why I'm eating and okay, I like this, I didn't like that, make my little notes, grab my little paper, make my little notes, and then I'll just sit there and kind of like take a deep breath and kind of chill out that day. And, you know, deal with the kids and work whatever I've got to do. And, you know, I think to myself, so what? We had a spilled pop, whoopee. I got a big towel, we cleaned it up, so what? They're not going to remember the spill. And if they do, so what? Then your party's memorable. That's the way I look at it. Your party is totally memorable. Now, I tried to cover with you as many mindset blocks as I can with you. The whole trick really is, my foot's falling asleep here. The whole trick really is, you have to psych yourself up. Now, if you got any questions, put them in the chat or raise your hand and we'll unmute yourself and we will go talk and we'll talk about it. That's fine. Or I will be in the group checking for comments and questions. I'd be happy to answer them for you. Like I said, I've done so many parties where I'm not a party planner at all. Don't even think that. My autobiography is up there. I am a household hat person. And I started roughly a real brief, I'm going to say to you, you could read my autobiography, but I started out as a blogger. My husband was unemployed 3 times in 2 years. I had to change my whole kitchen and get organized and really get to it. And because you know what it's like when you're unemployed and you've got a family you've got to feed, and the unemployment doesn't pay the bills, keep the family totally fat. I had to change everything. And I had to come up with my all natural cleaners. I planned my meals and all this on budget and everything. I had no choice. I was a full-time mom at the time and our son was younger. I had to be there. I had to be there. I was at school mom. I was at school and this and that. And I was busy. And my husband was desperately trying to find a job. So I had to come up with all these. And I eventually came to be the household head queen. People were coming to me, how do you do this? Or what do you do for this? And what do you use for that? And I'm like, I need to start a blog. And now I took it on Facebook, and I don't keep up so much with the blog anymore because I'm just like the household head queen. Everybody's coming to me and wanting things that, you know, it is, you got your own groups, you're running your group, and everything's going in there. We're talking household hacks like crazy. I went into home organizing and decluttering because that's what I was doing when he was unemployed, and revamping the whole budget, everything, and new cooking menu, new this, new that. You know you can't have any clothes. We have to make what we've got work. I'm sorry, it's not in the budget. You know, you do what you got to do. And along that road, as I began talking with people in home organizing, everybody's got mindset issues. And I struggled with them too, big time, when my husband was unemployed rather. And it was hard. And that's when I said, I knew I had to put a plan together, and I put that plan together and I worked it. It's like, I can't just sit here. I have to come up with a new way to eat and everything else, because this is not going to fit our budget. Steaks are out of the question. They're gone. It's spaghetti time or whatever else. All right, so now, thank you so much for being here, taking the quiz, being honest with yourself about those quiz answers. Like I said, guys, gals, any party questions, put them in the comments, or if you're embarrassed, DM me, whatever it is, and want to ask me personally, that's fine. I'll be glad to help you. I want you to be able to plan your own Cinco de Mayo party. And remember, when you're doing this, please think about what I said about the mindset blocks. If you have to, picture something going wrong and you dealing with it positively. Please. You are the CEO planning this party. No, you can't pass it off. Sometimes you can't pass it off to your employees. This is your role. You got to make the CEO's decisions that, I'm sorry, I just can't invite you to that party. And you don't have to tell them that. To yourself, you're thinking, I know I can't invite that person. We're going to have problems. Then it's, oh, I'm so sorry. I don't know what happened to me. I lost my head. I didn't even realize that. I apologize. Know how you're going to handle this situation before it happens, in case it does happen, is what I say. Try to prepare yourself. I know a lot of you like to prepare yourself ahead of time for things that are going to happen, so that you know how to deal with them and take it from there. And remember, when you go through this training, right? Or when you go to actually plan the party, write down that affirmation on the top of your party list. I can, I will, I'm strong enough, whatever your affirmation is, and turn it into so that it fits your party. Whatever your mindset is, whether you're worried about picking the right brand of wine, talk to the guy at the liquor store. That's all you can do. And you'll get a good recommendation. Talk to the butcher if you don't know what to serve, or how much for how many people. Those are your go-to people. Just remember that. All right. Thank you, everybody, so much. I appreciate all you Healing Club members, Healing Hub Club members. And thank you for letting me be your guest speaker for today. Like I said, Any comments, questions, replay, hashtag. If you're willing to share your quiz results, and or if you found out you have a mindset block you didn't even realize you had, and you're like, oh, yeah, I forgot about that. That always bugs me when I plan a party. If you're willing to share it, please, because it will benefit all of us. It will. And like I said, when you plan your party, you have your affirmation on top, get everything in your food menu in there. So when you go to plan your next party, you know everything you've got to go look through. All right, everybody, thank you so much. Happy Cinco de Mayo. And go plan your party. Negative thoughts, out, 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 out. All right, bye, everybody.